Hello friends, welcome to my new video. So in today's lessons, I will teach you on how to configure LDAP. I do hope that some of you have known about LDAP. LDAP is come from Direct Directory Access Protocol. Yeah, it's a protocol that provides a service, to authenticate the user information and another object from Active Directory. As you can see the description here, that provides a central place for authentication, meaning it stores username and passwords. Yes, generally it means like that. That can also take call authentication, so user can sign on just once and access many different files on the server. Yes, as you see the diagram below, he is my LDAP server. Okay, my LDAP server, and he is my client. Okay, so when the client want to access many system on your organization, like they want to access QuickBooks, they want to access like some information from the database and also like HR system. That means that we use only one username and password, so the client can access all the system in your organization, like HR system or QuickBooks system and another system. So the purpose of LDAP is like that. Okay, so we can use only one system, only one username and password in Active Directory. So all the client they can access all of the system using only one username and password provided by the organization. That's mean that it will be facilitate the user not to remember many username and password. Like for example, the client don't need to remember the QuickBooks username, don't need to remember the HRS system, and also don't need to remember another system. So here is the purpose of all that. And for example, like I work from home, I want to connect the VPN, so it also a type of LDAP. I can use only one username password from my Active Directory to access the VPN, like remote access VPN, as you see here. Okay. For example, I want to access to my QuickBooks, right? So I need to connect to my VPN. So my VPN here, in my company, like New FortiGate. So I can configure the LDAP server on my FortiGate that get the information, user and password from my Active Directory to this FortiGate. As you see here in FortiGate, some of you have used it. You know, they will have an option like LDAP server. Okay, LDAP server here. I want to configure the VPN. So here some information that we can configure LDAP on FortiGate. We have to put like LDAP server, and here is my Active Directory IP and the default port of TCP, and here is the default. And based on the FortiGate document, they require us to use this one, like DC equal your domain name, and DC equal like .com, .local, .edu, something like that. And here, okay, here you need to use your username, authenticate from your domain controller. Here is my domain, and here is the administrator username of my Active Directory and the password of my Active Directory. So you just configure this one on the FortiGate and test connectivity. If it connects successfully, means that your LDAP server has been configured. But before we go to configure here, we also require to install LDAP server in our Active Directory. Okay, now I remote to my server. Okay, here is my server. Okay, so make sure that in your server you have to install ADLDS, Active Directory, and DNS. Because you see my PC is already have the domain. I check it. Okay, so my domain controller is techit.com, and here is my domain. So make sure that your organization have to install DNS. Okay, after this one, we can go to add role and feature. Next, to install the service of LDAP. Next, and then you find the word here. Okay, see again, Active Directory, Live Directory Service. So in Windows Server, it shows this name, Active Directory, Live Directory Service. You also, as I suggest from my previous video, you need to read its description whether this one use forward. Okay, click next, add feature, next, 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 install. Okay. Okay, so now I just add the LDAP service. It won't take long time to install this service. Okay, so the service has been successfully installed. So after that, I go to configure it. I will find here ADSI edit. So here our LDAP haven't configured. So if you want to configure, you right click here, connect. Okay, here you can put any name, like I put LDAP server. Okay, LDAP server like that. I put the full path. Okay, this one I put it default config. And this one is you have like SSL, you can configure here. So I left it default for here. This one you can go advanced. Okay, advanced it's already LDAP. Okay, so this one let leave it default everyone, but you can also explore more. Click OK. Okay, so after you click OK, the LDAP is coming. You see. Okay, so like you can see the user, and here is my organizational unit. Yeah, it have the department, it have the group. So it can, when we configure all that, we can use all the user from our Active Directory. Okay, you see the information they get from Active Directory, and what I have configured on like for the get, you see here, because of this one. Okay, dc equal techit.com, dc techit, this is equal.com. So it will be check and also authenticate all the user information or identity from from our Active Directory. Okay, here is just the example of the LDAP. Anyway, if you have like another system, we can also configure more on that. And as in my recently, I just teach you on how we configure and install LDAP service that's in to FortiGate. Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. I hope that this one can help you, as it is a good tip for you to consider LDAP in your organization. Bye bye, see you in the next video.